let's go ahead and take it down to the court where these players are ready to kick off our third quarterfinal of the day. Here we go. Jaime Martell is going to start serving against Anthony Herrera. 0-0. Big skip there from Herrera gives Martell the first point of the game. There from Herrera. For most of that rally, Martell was pretty much planted there in the center of the court, but Anthony able to send Martell to the back and with a soft touch sides out. Interesting to note, since these two matched up last in San Diego, hanging out. They've been riding on the Gearbox bus together. Anthony was kind enough to invite Jaime to his Thanksgiving dinner in Arizona, where he resides. Jaime Martell has been on the road with the WRT for the last 3 months, and now will be rounding out the season here at the Monterrey Open, and next week, year-end event, the Alamo City Open, before he gets to head back home to Chihuahua, Mexico. Nice return there from Martell, matching up against the control of Anthony's game. And a point for Jaime Martell. Interesting that these two would match up again after training and spending so much time on the road together over the last couple weeks. Almost a repeat side out there for Jaime Martell as he puts him back in the service box. No change in the score yet in game one. Martell back in the lead. Ooh, a misread from Jaime Martell just out of reach, giving Anthony Herrera the side out. Some great shots there from the back left corner of the court. That seems to be working for him against Anthony Herrera. Skip for Herrera, giving Martell another point. Now up by 2 in game one. From Herrera. Great selection, shot selection from Jaime Martell down the line. No chance for Herrera getting that. Ooh, big return from Herrera from the back of the court. And for those of you watching at home, don't forget you can support the WRT by liking us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at World Arball Tour. And we post all of our past events on YouTube if you go to youtube.com/World Racquetball. Point for Anthony. Giving Martell the side out. And we've seen a really tough draw here this weekend. We've been talking about it all morning. You can check it out at bit.ly/MTY 2015. See how our #1 and #2 players here this weekend, Jake Bredenbeck and David Bobby Horn, were knocked out in round 16 last night. David Bobby Horn upset by Edson Martinez, who just continued the pattern of upsetting Jordi Alonso. And Jake Bredenbeck was defeated by Rodrigo Montoya, who will be coming up in the next quarterfinal right after this. He is the current 18 and under junior world champion, and he will be playing against Christian Longoria, the current junior world champion. Nice cross court there from Martell, now up by 4 in game 1. As I said, the last time these two matched up was at the San Diego Open last week, where Martell beat 15-11, 15-10. What a diving get there from Martell for a point. Pretty short serve. Ref calls the skip. There's a point for Anthony Herrera. Second serve. Anthony Herrera sporting those yellow gearbox glasses. I've heard from players in the past that that helps them see the gearbox black ball against that side of the glass, kind of helps differentiate the ball from all the different dark spots on that side glass there that we have here at Alpino Chipinque. It is a beautiful club here in Monterrey, and it's like an indoor-outdoor facility, so we get a lot of that natural light and reflection during the day. There's a tougher contrast to see the ball when it's really dark on that side. Great rally there for Anthony Herrera. From Martell out of Herrera's reach. Herrera pretty upset with that call. Our referee is Jordi Alonso, who just played in the quarterfinal previous to this against Edson Martinez. We do play the loser refs here on the WRT, so that's how Jordi got in the seat. Edson Martinez will be continuing on to his first ever semifinal against Andre Perea. That'll be tonight at 5 p.m. Central Time. chasing there from Anthony Herrera, and just short for Jaime Martell. That's a side out. Anthony firing off that second serve quickly. Both players thinking it's theirs. Looks like it's going to go to Anthony. Skip from Jaime, another point for Herrera. Ooh, great down the line from Anthony. 3 points in a row now as he closes the gap against Martell. 7 serving 10. These guys have had some long rallies here, which is probably important to stay warm out there on the court. Got us bundled up here in our indoor-outdoor facility. And the players were talking earlier about how the courts are a little slow. Comeback here. It's one thing, Anthony has been pro for quite some time, at least 8 years. Has a lot of experience in racquetball after attending University Colorado Pueblo, playing racquetball there. All right, looks like Jaime's gonna step into the service box and call a timeout. That's kind of his style. We'll be right back with more of Anthony Herrera and Jaime Martell right after this. And we're back live at the third quarterfinal of the day here at the 2015 Monterrey Open, where we have Jaime Martell in the lead still in game 1 as Anthony Herrera was making a comeback, and now very close game here in game 1. We've seen some super competition here already today. Our first quarterfinal had Andre Padilla beating Nicolai Miramontes. Our second quarterfinal of the day was Jordi Alonso versus Edson Martinez. And continue to upset here this weekend. Padilla and Edson Martinez will be facing off tonight at 5 p.m. for the semifinals. That's a tough rally. Ref's calling the replay as those two collide there in the middle of the court. Ooh, nice side out from Herrera. These two pretty evenly matched. Jaime Martell seeded number 5 here this weekend. Anthony Herrera number 4. Pretty classic matchup, and the only one that we've had here this weekend, as we had plenty of upsets here today to send us into a different final this weekend at the Monterrey Open. Coming up after this, we have Christian Longoria and Rodrigo Montoya. Montoya upsetting number 1 Jake Bredenbeck yesterday in a tiebreaker. Winning game 1, 15-9, losing game 2, 10-15, and coming back in the breaker to win 11-8. Here we go, first game point for Jaime Martell. Nothing like the pressure of a second serve on game point. Wow, that made the front wall. What a rally there to end game 1 with a win for Jaime Martell, 15-9. We'll be back with more of Anthony Herrera and Jaime Martell in just a few moments.
That hamster boy sucks.
Yeah.
He hasn't even scored a point yet.
Yeah, I don't think I have a chance with that racket.
Oh, come on, you can get that.
No, you can't.
We gotta get him a gearbox racket.
Maybe we should shave it.
I don't think it's gonna like getting shaved.
Yeah, but then it'll go faster.
Yeah.
And we're back live at El Pino Chipinque for the 2015 Monterrey Open. I'm Laura McCormick with the broadcast live here in Monterrey for the WRT. We have Jaime Martell winning game 1 over Anthony Herrera, 15-9. And the last time these two matched up was just a couple weeks ago at the San Diego Open, where Jaime Martell did defeat Anthony Herrera 11-10. Anything can happen here. Anthony Herrera, one of the more seasoned players at the WRT, definitely the most seasoned player here in the quarterfinals. We have several junior world participants here at the tournament. We have 6 alone, and 3 of those participants are playing here in the quarterfinals. So some serious competition and some youngsters here making it into the quarterfinals. We saw some interesting upsets as Rodrigo Montoya, who is the current junior world champion 18 and under, upset Jake last night here. He will be playing right after this against Christian Longoria, the current 16 and under junior world champion. And Edson Martinez notably upset David Bobby Horn, the number 2 seed, and he upset Jordi Alonso in the previous quarterfinal, which means he will be making his first semifinal appearance tonight at 5. All right, these two starting out with a battle already in game 2. Ooh, nice serve from Anthony Herrera for an ace. Anthony now leading 4-0 in game 2. Anthony Herrera slowing down Jaime Martell and trying to take control and keep control in game 2. Big skip from Herrera there, giving Martell another point. From Jaime, but it looks like he didn't get back into a good position there to play some defense. The side out. What hustle from Jaime Martell. Anthony looking pretty comfortable with those shots. Herrera now still in the lead in game 2. There we go, ref calls it. Serve for Jaime. Ref's gonna call it for Herrera there as he gets a point. Jaime not too happy with that call. Serving from Anthony Herrera. He does have a killer serve here on the WRT. And there's Jaime calling a timeout. That seems to be part of his method. He gets into that service box, calls a timeout. Let's see what happens when we come back with more of game 2. We're live at Alpino Chipinque, where Jaime Martell steps into the service box down 6-2 against Anthony Herrera. Jaime calling that timeout. Let's see if he gets leads from that timeout and close the gap on Anthony Herrera after Martell winning game 1 15-9. So interesting that these two have spent the last couple weeks together touring on the Gearbox bus, going to all the WRT around the country and Mexico. And now here they are facing each other in the quarterfinals of the Monterrey Open. That timeout not working to Jaime's advantage, and I think we saw earlier how timeouts can really play a big role in your game strategy. We saw that against Jordi Alonso and Edson Martinez, who statistically got the side out when they called it, when they weren't serving. So interesting that Jaime calls it when he's in the service. Different strategy, different players. Still interesting. And a point for Anthony. forget, folks, next weekend, the WRT will be closing out the year at the Alamo City Open in San Antonio, Texas. Don't forget to tune in live next Saturday. We'll be broadcasting again Central Time live from San Antonio. Some frustration there from Jaime Martell. Jaime getting a little emotional out there. You better watch it, for the ref's going to call a warning. For Anthony Herrera, really getting under the skin of Jaime Martell. Nice effort from Anthony. Getting to that ball, keeping the rally alive. From Anthony Herrera, running all over the court, but Jaime keeping control there in the center and winning the rally. They're definitely going to have to wipe down the court out there. Herrera driving all over the place. Nice to see these guys working hard and keeping it heated up out there, because it's pretty cold here in Monterrey. We are in a beautiful city with lots of mountains. We're pretty high up here. Club Alpino Chapinque. It's pretty indoor-outdoor facility, so they have tons of tennis courts, they have tons of pools, and then up here by the racquetball courts, it's also kind of open to the outside. And if you're not in the sun in Monterrey, it's pretty chilly. Making Jaime run around the court that time for the side out. Let's see if Anthony Herrera can keep irritating Jaime Martell here and keep his lead. We've already seen one quarterfinal go to breaker. That was Jordi Alonso and Edson Martinez. Super competition here at the Monterrey Open. For those of you that want to see the draw, go to bit.ly/MTY2015. You can see the path that these players took to get here. It's been quite a competitive weekend with 4 upsets from Nicolai Miramontes, Jordi Alonso, Edson Martinez, and Rodrigo Montoya, getting them to the quarterfinals here today. Big swing there from Herrera. (11-2) in game 2. Jaime Martell winning game 1 15-9. Anything can happen here. Wow, great shot from Jaime. There's no returning that. Skip from Herrera gives Martell his first point in quite a while, 3-11. Anthony Herrera looking for an avoidable call. It's going to be a replay. Side out for Herrera. 2 bounces. Who's definitely controlling game 2. Martell to keep it alive. The look on Anthony's face, he knew that skipped, but I think he was hoping the ref wouldn't see it. This could be a turning point for Jaime Martell. Jaime calls the timeout as he steps into the service box. We'll be back with more, excuse me, live from Monterrey, Mexico. We're back live here as things are heating up in game 2 with Anthony Herrera in the lead 12-3 over Jaime Martell. Martell calling the timeout there as he steps into the service box. Anything can happen. We have seen Jaime Martell come from a bigger deficit than this. He's been down before 114 so anything can happen here in our third quarter. And there he goes with a point. That side out working to his advantage. A lot of animation out here from the players. 5 serving 12 in game 2. And the skip there is going to break his 2-point streak. From Jaime Martell. return that though. Side out for Herrera. 3 points away from potentially going to breaker. If this match goes to breaker, that'll be our second of the day. Going to breaker, we saw Jordi Alonso and Edson Martinez go to breaker. Edson Martinez will face Andre Padilla tonight in the semifinals. Nice effort there from Anthony Herrera. Don't forget, racquetball fans, next weekend there's more racquetball here on the WRT. We will be live from San Antonio, Texas for the Alamo City Open. You can always watch live and free with the WRT at bit.ly/WRT live, or go to worldracquetballtour.com and click on the Watch Now Live button. And a skip for Jaime after all that work on that last rally. Puts Herrera back in the service box, still 12-6. Another side out. These two keeping it pretty even right now, not much score change. Jaime calling the timeout, as he's known to do in the service box. We'll be right back with more from Martell and Herrera after this. And we're back with Jaime Martell serving against Anthony Herrera, down 6-12 in game 2. Anything can happen here between these two, as we've seen from both players in the past. Like they'll get a replay there. Score is still 6-12 in game 2. For those of you in Texas and in the San Antonio area, you guys want to sign up for the year-end WRT event, you can do so at bit.ly/Alamo Open 15. We'd love to see you support the WRT and play if you're in the area. Get to watch these pros live. More live than frustration there, and again, and the ref still not calling a warning against Jaime Martell. Our referee, Jordi Alonso. Wow, quite the return from Jaime. These two have been stuck at 6-12 for quite some time. And finally, some movement here as Anthony skips behind the back shot, giving Jaime 7 points. Some some movement, but it's pretty slow here in game 2 as these two continue to battle it out. Anthony Herrera keeping it alive so he can continue on in hopes of winning his second ever WRT championship. And Jaime Martell leaving it all on the court in hopes of potentially winning his first ever WRT championship. That's what a lot of these quarterfinalists are hoping here this weekend. They can make some of their own history in Monterrey. Don't forget, you can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/World Arball Tour. Also on Twitter and Instagram at World Arball Tour. And we post all of our past events on our YouTube channel, so you never have to miss anything with the WRT, because you can stay up to date with the latest and greatest from the tour and all the players. And with that, Anthony Herrera has his first game point opportunity here in game 2 against Jaime Martell. If he can close out this game, this will be our second quarterfinal going to tiebreaker here in Monterrey. There we go, Anthony Herrera winning game 2, 15-7. That means we're going to breaker. Our second quarterfinal to go to breaker today, and anything can happen. We play the breaker first to 11, so don't go anywhere. In 2 minutes, we'll be back with more from Anthony Herrera and Jaime Martell. Don't go anywhere. Herrera winning game 2, 15-7 after Jaime won game 1, 15-9, which means anything can happen, and it's first to Jordi Alonso is our referee for our quarterfinal. Now coming up after this, there is one more quarterfinal, and it's going to be a good one, folks. We have 2 current junior world champions competing against each other. Seeded number 9 this weekend, Christian Longoria, the current 16 and under junior world champion, against seed number 16, the current 18 and under junior world champion, Rodrigo Montoya. That's coming up right after this. But first, find out, we'll be moving on to the semifinals this evening. The winner of this match will play at 6 p.m. We already know Andre Perea and Edson Martinez will be playing later this evening at 5 p.m. Again, we are in Monterrey, Mexico. All these times are Central Standard Time. Both Anthony Herrera and Jaime Martell are sponsored by Gearbox. You guys want to check out some of the gear these guys are sporting and the rackets they're playing with, which are from the new Alvaro Beltran collection, go to gearboxrb.com and place your purchase. They've been having some great sales, especially with the holidays coming up. I'm sure some of you would love to see some Gearbox products for the holidays. Shots there. Zero one in game 3. Another tight game. Tie it up now, 1-1. Jaime wins the rally for the side out. That was crazy. Gotta check the floor for wet spots. These two are leaving it all out here in our quarterfinal as they battle to see who will continue on to the semis. The winner plays at 6 p.m. tonight. Second serve, Jaime going for the ace. Bruises here this weekend. We've seen a lot of our players hitting the floor. Right here, this floor seems to have no give. I'm gonna wipe down the courts there. Something interesting to note for those of you at home, the last two champions of the WRT Monterrey Open was 2013 Gil Mejia and in 2014 Polo Gutierrez. This is the third time the WRT is in Monterrey, Mexico. And as of right now, Alex Cardona currently has 9 total WRT championships, and he is tied with Polo Gutierrez for most championships as they both have 9 WRT. Alex Cardona is not in attendance this weekend as he has a family engagement, and Polo Gutierrez hasn't been with the tour for the last couple months as he's been recovering from an injury. We hope to see him back in 2016. Alex Cardona will be back next weekend for the Alamo City Open, and it'll be interesting to see if he can go ahead and take another championship, which would then make him the leader in WRT championships. Next week, Polo Gutierrez will be having elbow surgery, so we wish him the best of luck, and we hope for a speedy recovery so he can come back to the tour. It's now 3-1 in game 3 as Anthony Herrera and Jaime Martell are battling it out for this position here at the Monterrey Open. Point for Jaime as Anthony calls a timeout. See if he can throw Jaime off his rhythm here as he leads 4-1 in game 3. We'll be right back with more of this tense quarterfinal, excuse me. And we're back live in game 3 of the Monterrey Open quarterfinal between Jaime Martell and Anthony Herrera. These guys are battling it out here in the 3rd game. Of course, there's more racquetball to come. Right after this, we have Christian Montoya and Rodrigo Montoya. Later tonight at 5 and 6 p.m. Central Time, we'll have the semifinals. The first one is already set between Andre Perea and Edson Martinez. You don't want to miss that, as Edson Martinez has been making his way through the draw, upsetting David Bobby Horn and Jordi Alonso. Check out the draw at bit.ly/MTY 2015. In game 3, Jaime Martell hits the floor kind of hard there on a leaping dive just out of reach, giving Anthony Herrera the side out. I think that's going to leave a bruise. Anthony taking control again here as he takes his time in the service box. Ref calls it good. There's a perfect serve from Anthony Herrera. 2-5. Anthony going for 2 in a row, but that one's going to be short. Points in a row for Anthony Herrera. Here's Martell now up by 3 points. Jaime Martell with 8. Tensions are rising out there in game 3. Ref's gonna come out and give a bit of an explanation there. frustration out there. Tensions are definitely high. Lots on the line here as Jaime Martell feels very close to closing out game 3, but it's not over till it's over, folks. Anthony Herrera serving now. Looks like they're gonna wipe down the court. I don't know if this is a game tactic or I'm sure it's for safety purposes, of course, but just adds another layer to the pressure here in game 3. We are live at the 2015 Monterrey Open from Alpino Chipinque. And coming up after this, our final quarterfinal of the day, Christian Longoria and Rodrigo Montoya. There's lots more racquetball this week. Second serve. Point now for Jaime Martell, 10-5 in game 3. If Jaime can close out right here, he'll be going to the semifinal tonight at 6 p.m. He will play the winner of Longoria versus Montoya coming up after this. Anthony Herrera thoroughly checking that wet spot. Looks like it's good to go. Now Jaime Martell. Jaime Martell ready to serve that. Anthony calling a timeout, seeing if he can shake him up a little bit here on match point. We'll be right back with more of game 3 after this. We're back live where Jaime Martell is in a match point position against Anthony Herrera. The winner of this match will continue tonight to the semifinals. They will play the winner of Christian Longoria versus Rodrigo Montoya coming up after this. Our first semifinal is already set between Andre Padilla and Edson Martinez. Here we go. Match point. Jaime Martell wins over Anthony Herrera 11-5. These two have spent a lot of time together in the last few weeks. And with that, Jaime Martell sends himself to the semifinals later tonight. We will be back in just 10 minutes as we have Rodrigo Montoya stepping out there on the court, warming up for the last quarterfinal of the day. So don't go anywhere, WRT fans. We'll be back with more live from Monterrey.